another potential presidential contender, the one and only Mr. Donald Trump. Are you there, sir?
Good morning.
Hi. So what do you think of the new guy?
Well, you know, the line of "Make America Great Again," the phrase, that was mine. I came up with it about a year ago, and I kept using it, and everybody's now using it. They're all loving it. I don't know. I guess I should copyright it. Maybe I have copyrighted it. But, you know, that "Make America Great Again," that's what it's all about. We have to make America great again. And it's, you know, it's going to be very interesting to see how Ted does. I know him very well. He's a smart guy and could do pretty well. It's not going to be easy for anybody. It's going to be a competitive field.
Let me ask you something. In the past, you've kind of gone after the President of the United States about his citizenship. Ted Cruz had dual citizenship with Canada. In fact, he was born in Canada. Thoughts?
Well, he's got, you know, a hurdle that nobody else seems to have at this moment. It's a hurdle, and somebody could certainly look at it very seriously. He was born in Canada. If you know, and when we all studied our history lessons, you're supposed to be born in this country, so I just don't know how the courts would rule on it. But it's an additional hurdle that he has that nobody else seems to have.
Are you going to run for president? Last week it was reported you set up an exploratory committee. How about it? You going to do it?
I set up an exploratory committee, Greg, and went to New Hampshire. I went the other day, and Thursday I was up there, and we had tremendous crowds, tremendous crowds, bigger than anybody. And there's great receptivity. I mean, the fact is politicians are all talk, no action. People are tired of it. You look at our president, he doesn't get along with Russia. He doesn't get along with Israel. He doesn't get along with anyone, and Iran is eating his lunch. He probably gets along with Iran, but they're eating his lunch. It looks like. I hope he's going to make a good deal. It's going to be vital. Nuclear is the key. I mean, nuclear, you can't make bad deals with nuclear. You have big problems. But I'm looking at it very seriously. I get the biggest crowds, and I get great response. So we're going to see, and I'll decide sometime by June.
Now, let me ask you, is it true that you already told NBC that you're not going to renew your deal with them?
Well, you know, NBC is, as you know, better than anybody because you look at the ratings. You know, The Apprentice has done fantastically well, but I won't be doing it, or certainly will be delaying it very significantly because I'm going to do something else that looks like I'm doing something else that's very important.
So you haven't really told them that you're not doing it yet?
I have. I've told them that I'm not going to do it, or at a minimum they're going to have to delay it. Or perhaps Ivanka could head it up. I mean, Ivanka, I think, would do very good in the lead role of The Apprentice. I think she'd be fantastic. And you could have Ivanka, Don, and Eric, but Ivanka could sit in my seat, and I think she'd do fantastically well. She's got the experience, and, you know, she's part of the great ratings. We had a great season this year. We had a fantastic season, and obviously, and NBC could not have been nicer to me. They've been great. So but I have told them that I'm doing something else, and we'll see what happens.
So you know Rosanna and I are big fans of yours. We like you. Now, however, if you do become president, you said this last time, you would or would not tone it down a notch. I mean, you know, we like the big, larger-than-life personality, but would you tone it down ever so slightly if you actually became president?
But then I'd never be on your show, though, Greg. You know, you wouldn't have me on the show like most other people. They sort of wonder, why do I get the crowds? You know, I don't want to tone it down too much. I want to basically tell the truth. That's the problem with politicians. They speak and nothing comes out of their mouth. It's all nonsense. And, you know, I say, all talk, no action. And it's a question, tone down. What's tone down? I make deals. I built a great company. It's a great company. And you'll see if I go forward, and when I file, people are going to be amazed at how great. And you know, I have some of the great assets anywhere in the world, and I built that over a period of time, and it was done beautifully. It's got, you know, tremendous cash flow, very little debt. I mean, I built a great, and that's the kind of thinking the country needs. It has to have that kind of thinking. So when you say tone down, I mean, I just think I tell the truth, and sometimes the truth can be painful, and people would say, oh, wow, isn't that a flamboyant statement? But it's not. It's really not a flamboyant statement. I tell the truth.
Let me ask you, do you have a wish list? If you were to run, who would be your second? Who would be your vice president?
It's so early, Rosanna, that, you know, I wouldn't even want to say. But, I mean, there are some tremendous people, and you know, I know all of them. I was in Palm Beach this weekend and met with many, many people. I mean, we have some tremendous people in the Republican Party, and have some excellent people in the Democrat Party. The Democrats have some excellent people. But The fact is that you have a lot of really, really wonderful people.
So remember the last time you did this, you said that you would make Rosanna and I ambassadors to a small country. Is that promise still in effect?
I knew you were going to bring
well,
this
that
up.
seems like a very, very good idea. That would be good. That would be smart government, because whatever that country is, they would be our friends. That I can tell you. In fact, I'll split you up. We'll have to do two countries, because now we'll have two friends. Right now we have no friends. Right now, you look at Russia, you look at Putin. He hates Obama. You look at Bibi. He hates Obama. Israel. You look at everybody. Does anybody like Obama other than Iran?
Oh, come on now. Come on. He's got friends. He's got friends. Okay, well, you'd be one interesting candidate, Donald Trump, and we'll keep an eye, all right? Thanks for calling in.
Well, thank you both very much.
Appreciate it, Mr. Trump.
Oh,
thank you.
Thanks.
We got to thank Michael Cohen, too. He works with Mr. Trump, and he helped find him this morning. Somehow, I think our lines got crossed.
This is what I meant about toning it down a notch. And one of his books, Think Big and Kick Ass.
Yeah.
Look at that. I mean, it's kind of cool.
But that's why people like him, because he is brash, because he's outspoken, because he says things that we all wish we could say.
Well, anyway, we'll see what happens. And, you know, he did this before. He kind of flirted with it and didn't actually do it.
I don't know. It seems like it's a little different this time.
Okay.
So,
would be
let's see.
wild. Would be wild.